Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. In today's video we are going to be doing a October budget wrap-up, and I've already gone through and I've done everything so that way it's not as long of a video. So let's go ahead and go through what actually I did this last week of October. Starting on the 26th, I paid extra towards the business credit card and credit card number 2 right there. And I also went and got gas as well. The next day I went to get a hamburger, and then we have a no spend on Saturday. Then scrolling on over into Sunday, these expenses actually happened on Monday. So shrink that down a little bit so you can see it. And let's just go ahead and get started. Amazon, we had an entertainment. I bought another book. Amazon, groceries, something I could not get in the grocery stores here, that was delivered. Another Amazon, that was a personal, and I can't remember what it is for the life of me at the moment, but it happened. And then some more household stuff from Amazon as well. I also had my toll road pass, go ahead and refill up. It got below the $40 or below $10 or something like that, so it autofills for $40. And then out of my sinking funds, I did, it's hard to see, but it is the Viki subscription. And then the last day of the month is the emergency fund. It is considered a no spend because this was planned. This was a planned bill that I was going to pay for, so I knew it was going to happen. So there is a look at everything that happened this month. Let's go on into the final numbers. So looking at paycheck number 1, 2, I don't share the actual or budgeted amounts, but let's just say that I got paid more than my budgeted amount. So that's how I've always done it. I like having a lower budgeted amount, so that way I'm working with a lower amount and not the actual, so that way I can have more money to put towards debt or into savings, depending on what it is. Additional income, we had an additional $303 come in for that, and that was $10.30 were reward points on the business credit card. So I went ahead and cashed in those points and credited it back to the credit card statement, so paying myself back basically. So $10.30 came off the statement, and then the rest of it was stuff I transferred over from my sinking fund savings accounts. Then going on into variable, everything in red is over, black is normal, like the regular, it matches what was budgeted, and the one blue was below the budgeted amount. Total, I spent $4,010.20 in the variable expenses. Going over into the fixed expenses, everything came out. This was the actual minimum payment on the business credit card. This is my self-imposed minimum payment, and the actual was more than the self-imposed, so there we go. And that was $572.06. I have nothing down here because I really don't use the summary at all. Okay, moving on into the weekly check-in over here. The main thing basically would be groceries. I did go to the store, $12, or that was Amazon. I overspent in groceries by $135.64. Miscellaneous, it was a lot of doctor co-pays and things like that, so $389.45 over in miscellaneous. So this is the total of everything minus all of that, so that way I could transfer it over into the other one over there. Cash envelopes, this is how we are ending these. Next month these will just be at 0 amounts because I spent over. The other ones will have cash in the envelopes to carry on for the next couple months. Transaction log, handwriting is awful. This is the transaction log for my sinking funds. So I did do $96.69. Actually, I did not do that much because I only had $84. We'll see it on the next page. I only had $84 in my trash fund, so the rest of the trash bill actually had to come out of my regular checking account. Gift from my mom, a subscription, another subscription, and then some clothing as well. Okay, moving on into the sinking funds. This is where we stand for final things. So I mentioned clothing, we had to transfer out. Gifts, we had to transfer out. Household, I had to transfer out to pay towards one of the credit cards because I had bought stuff for the bathroom refresh. Subscriptions, and I didn't actually put that over here. Oops. Subscriptions, we had 2 of those, so 2164 and 108. We do have a negative number over here, so I'm actually going to have to figure out how much actually needs to be transferred over instead of 902, because that should have been the right amount, but I don't know. So that's something I'm going to have to look at. And then we had trash, where I only was able to transfer $84. This $38 that's left in there is for October, November, and December, so that's the quarter. And then moving on down, vet fund is getting a good hefty amount. That is good because the boys go in for their annual checkup in December or January, so we'll definitely have money saved up, and hopefully none of them need to have any extra work or anything like that, like dental work or something like that. But definitely we'll have enough to cover just their annual visit. But if I have to rush any to the emergency room or something like that, like I've had to do in the past because they've had allergic reactions to the vaccinations. Yeah, never fun to spend Christmas Eve in the emergency vet with one of your cats that had an allergic reaction. So I actually had 2 of them have allergic reactions. One of them I was able to get to the vet, the regular vet, before they closed. The other one started having the reaction after the vet had closed, and I had to go to the emergency vet and spend about 4 or 5 hours at the emergency vet on Christmas Eve. Always fun. Anyways, and then the house fund, we are definitely getting there. It is almost time for me to start receiving the bills for 2024 for the HOA and the trails. And then also taxes will be coming up. So hopefully I have enough to cover the taxes for the house. And then insurance isn't due until February of next year. So hopefully I will have enough saved up for all of those by the end of the year. This is my first year owning my house, and I am basing the amount of taxes that are due based on when my mom owned the house last year, and she did not get any deductions or anything like that off of the taxes because she did not live in this house. She lived in a house in another county in Texas, and she was able to get the deductions on that property, but not on this one. So I am able to do some deductions on the house, on the taxes for this. So, and by that I mean homesteading the house, so it kind of reduces the taxes a little bit. So hopefully my taxes are going to be less. Hopefully. We'll see. It will be coming in soon because it's due, I think, sometime in January, and you can pay it whenever. So that's that. Savings tracker, I have not even gone to look at any of the 401ks or the funds or any of that. So that was why that information is not here. So we're just going to go through, and my emergency fund is at $10,072, and I believe that's about right. I think I need 11,000 something to be at the 6 or 3 month mark in that account to have enough funds to cover. If I ever lose my job for 3 months, I'll be able to live the way I've been living with no problems, without having to like cut things back or any of that. Money market, not much going on with that. Eventually, when I pay off debt, I hope to be able to go ahead and add in more money than just the interest money that is going in there. Debt tracker, we have credit card 1 is paid off, credit card 2 is paid off. I put some charges on it last month. I'm filming this on November 2nd, so it's last month. So I had to pay those, so $327.05, so we are back down to 0. Business credit card minimum payment was $208.09, which is what I paid. The beginning balance was $6809.34, and I paid this. This is the current balance as of today. I have added stuff on there since then, so that is why it is more than the beginning balance, even though I paid stuff off. Gotta love how that all works. So I am going to try not to put any extra charges, but I had 2 yearly subscriptions that happened last month, and I'm technically not saving for those on the business side. So that's something I'm going to have to think about for next year on all of that. Home security loan, I paid $62.25. It began with $1,680.75. It is now down to $1,618.50. And then total for the month, I needed to pay $270.34. I then paid back $464, or an additional $464.41. And it didn't go down by much, but that is because on this one I added stuff, so it just didn't work out the right way. So it didn't go down much, but I'm definitely going to be working on not putting anything on credit card too, and just going from that and all of that. Going into business, I didn't earn anything on any of my businesses this month. And as far as fixed expenses, these did come out. November, I will not have this one because that was one of the yearly subscriptions. It's the music for my YouTube channel. So that's a yearly subscription, so I won't have to worry about paying that until October of next year. So that's one thing I need to save money for. So it's like I'm pre-thinking of what's going on for 2024, and it's a good thing because we're almost to 2024. Sadly, but we are almost there. Now, as far as variable expenses, I did not budget for some of this stuff, so I needed to buy the lights, which are the ones that are sitting right here right now, to help me be able to film and get the lighting a little bit better here on my iPad. So that honestly, $29.22 was really not that bad, and these are really good lights as well. And then software, this is where it's YouTube Music and Canva, the $223.63. And then these were just the spending trackers down here. So that is it for October. Let me go ahead and flip the camera up and let me kind of explain or talk about what I am planning to do for the rest of the year and going into 2024. For the next couple months, my water bill is going to be lower. I kind of mentioned that in my November budget setup, where I kind of went through Canva, set up the pages that way, and then uploaded them into my GoodNotes app on my iPad. So if you're interested in that video, there will be something somewhere in this video if you want to go and watch that. I kind of also give a update on the water meter situation and my next steps forward with that as well. But the water bill is going to be significantly less because I have been overcharged for many years now, and yeah, it went down a lot with the new meter, let's just put it that way. So one thing looking forward to 2024, when I go to start budgeting out my utilities and all of that type of stuff, I am actually, because for this year I will only have 3 months that kind of have a normal amount. So when I go to figure out how much I want to budget for next year, I'm just going to go ahead and take the totals of the actual amounts that I had on the water bills for this year and just do the average of that and not bump it up or down when I go to do that. I will be talking all about this in December as I'm going through and setting up all of my budgets and everything for 2024 as well. So you can look forward to those videos going on in December at some point as well. But it's basically, I know that that's what I'm going to do for the water bill, the electric bill, and the gas bill. I'm going to do the same thing as I always do, although I might bump up the budgeted amount, like the averaged budgeted amount. Instead of just $5, it might be like $10 or $15, just because things are increasing. So just to be prepared for that. And Also, because there's a lot of business things that I am looking at doing, I honestly need to figure out I need to have a savings account or something like that that I am going to be transferring money into to kind of buy the subscriptions that I have. So I have Canva and the music website that I use to get the music for my YouTube channel and some other things. So I really need to look at doing that, so that way it's gonna, until all of my my streams of revenue start making money, that it's gonna have to come out of my budget, like out of my personal budget. But if I know that I have a fund, a sinking fund that I can just kind of shove that into, and then when it's time to pay them up, I will be prepared for them. Unlike this year where I was not prepared for them. I was prepared, but not really. I didn't have money saved up like I do with some of the other stuff. And I'm also going to be looking at all the other subscriptions that I have and actually breaking those out instead of having them in the other category and all of that. I'm trying to think what else. I really need to figure out how much monthly I can pay towards debt and stick to it. I need to stick to my budget. I've been going roller coaster ride, which budgets are a roller coaster ride, but I need to get a little bit more strict on my spending and not, case in point, I went crazy yesterday on Amazon and Chewy and spent a lot of money. But it's getting cold here. The outside cats have cat houses, but I don't have self-warming cat beds in those houses. So, and then I bought some more cat trees for the inside cats because one is actually falling apart and needs to be gotten rid of. And the others are just cut to add some more places for them to lay because they like laying in cat trees. And I forget what else. There were some other things, and that one thing is for my work computers. It's getting another docking station. I bought so many docking stations for these computers, but that's because they only supply one docking station, and that's the one that's in the office. Not here, but in the office. And I have to go and buy the other ones, and I've had, in the span of like 4 months, I've had 3 different computers. So hopefully this is the one I have is a brand new one. It should not be having any issues, although it did not want to connect to the internet this morning. Spent an hour restarting the computer, letting it sit and doing all of that, and so I'm not excited about that. But I honestly, after doing this for a month, I don't mind it, but I kind of miss the paper. So I already have the budget planner, paper planner that I had purchased earlier in the year, and it is by another YouTuber here, and I wanted to support her because I have supported her in the past with her sticker shop. So I went ahead and purchased her budget planner, and I want to use that as well. And like I said, I like doing the digital on this, but I miss the flipping of the pages. So it's kind of, I miss paper planning is basically, it's like I like digital planning. I like it because I'm able to take this with me and not cart around paper all the time. But I do miss the pages. I miss being a little creative with all the stickers that you can do and doing all of that. So I think, at least starting off the new year, I think I'm going to do that. And that also includes, I think I'm going to buy another paper planner. I'm still deciding if it's going to be an Erin Condren. I have another paper planner, but the paper's just not thick enough. And I don't want to spend a lot of money on spiral bound paper planners. And the paper is not it's not like the Erin Condren one, and that's, I don't know of any other ones that have that thickness of paper and everything. And I think it's mainly because why I want to go back to paper planing is because I found this pen, and it is one of these that has the multiple color things, and it has a fine point as well. It's a 0.5, and it just writes so nicely, and it's erasable, the friction pens. I'm in heaven. It's not a lot of colors to color code, but I love this pen. So that is what's going on with my budget. I am already pre-thinking of how things are going to change for 2024 and how that's going to happen. So as I'm going to be doing that, I honestly think, I've never done it before, but Vlogmas, I think I'm going to attempt to do that. I don't know how good I'm going to be. I may skip a couple days or, you know, do stuff, but it's not really like doing vlogs, but kind of like this, where I would go through when I'm setting up my 2024 planner, budget planner, and that type of stuff, where it's like I can spend one day video, make it really short, and just kind of talk about how I budget for my summer, the electric, the natural gas, and the water bill, and then move on to something else with debt or something like that. And I mean, some of them could be cleaning or cleaning out drawers or something like that. So I'm gonna attempt it this year. I don't know how good I'm going to be, because it is a commitment, and but as of right now, I don't have any major plans except for possibly I volunteered to work the runoff election in December, and so that's one day, but I can film something ahead of time and get it posted, and yeah, so, but that is what I am planning to do for the rest of the year, pretty much. I am still working on, I already have pretty much the schedule laid out for December on the regular videos that I would be posting, so like the cleaning, the budgeting, and all of that, along with setting up planners and all of that type of stuff. So I kind of want to share with you guys what I'm going to be doing on those, but I do think that there's so much going on because you're moving into a new year and all of that, there's so much content out there that I'd like to share all of that with you guys. And I know I prefer to have everything set up for 2024 ahead of time because I am a planner. So I don't like waiting until seeing those videos in 2024 or until January of the next year, because it's like I want to have something in place already. So that is what my plan is. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. So I hope that everybody enjoyed this little budget check-in and wrap up of October. It was hit or miss this past month. I already knew I was going to overspend on groceries, and I knew I was going to overspend on miscellaneous because of all the doctor things that were going on. Was not planning that much in household. I honestly have no idea how much I paid for, and even like yesterday where Amazon and Chewy were just, I looked at my bank account this morning, I'm like, so, but that's where we're at. I will check back with you guys on Sunday with a cleaning video, and then Wednesday, up in the air at this moment, and then I will be back on Friday for another November, or not another, but the week one of my November budget check-in. So look forward to those. If you are not subscribed already, please make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, so that way you are notified when I do post these videos. Thank you everybody, and have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful weekend. Bye everybody.